All right, it looks like we are live for 9 whole seconds. Sweet. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel. Blue Dooley here, and we're going to be doing a little all-in American Truck Simulator and talking about a few games. I have played Baldur's Gate 3 now for several hours, and Armored Core 6. Of course, I've streamed a couple of times. Thought we'd do a little talking about that as well as other things we got coming up and planned. So we're going to share my links here real quick, and then we'll get to it. We're going to already had share my links here real quick. Opened up to do this, so it shouldn't take too long. Might have noticed we're back in the Superliner, and I shortened the wheelbase up a little bit, so we're not running a lift axle on it anymore. But I did go to the wider front tires and changed the paint up a little bit since I last drove it, I'm pretty sure. I am trying a filter on my microphone, so hopefully it's not catching any of the background noise like the ceiling fan or the computer fans. It looks like audio is pretty good. I might bump it up a little bit since I usually mutter. But how's everyone doing this weekend? I did some home improvement stuff yesterday. Changed out some lights we'd been wanting to change out on the front and back of the house for a while, and those look a lot better than the cheap contractor grade crap that was on the house. Let's see here, we'll get in game. And the last thing I need to do probably is turn off the sound on my phone. Apparently my shirt has enough green in the letters that green screen effects doesn't like it. Yeah, we'll get going here in a second. I gotta turn down sound volumes. Go. Okay. And one more and we'll be ready to go. Headphones on. I will mention I have lightened my mod list a little bit. Has been getting some graphic glitches, so I got rid of all my graphics mods. So all I have are sound mods, truck accessory mods. So I have lowered that a little bit. Last night it kind of seemed to help, but I'm not 100% sure. And we're drinking RC Cola today because this can shows up, unlike Mountain Dew. And you know, I'm not sponsored, but if Royal Crown Soda Cola wanted to sponsor me, that'd be pretty cool. Let's see here. I'm going to boost myself a little bit. Okay. Might have to make some adjustments to the game volume here in a little bit. Let's jump in. We got some lumber already loaded up, ready to go. I thought of starting a new playthrough with a lot less mods, but it's going to take a while to get enough cash built up to buy a truck. Okay. Now I gotta figure out if we got sound. Yep. Idle looks pretty good. Let's drop you down a little bit. That way I'm a little bit louder than the game, or at least hopefully I'm louder than the game. Back that down just a little bit more. So if you're watching, be sure to leave me a comment or throw something up there in the chat window. Let me know how the sound sounds. As I mentioned, we shortened up the superliner a little bit here. Gave it some stripes. We also changed the engine out, and I'm just running a triaxle step deck. We're actually running one of the engines that came with the truck, so a 680 horsepower Mack V8. And I think we're ready to roll, so we'll get her in low and creep out of here. Adjust my volume a little bit here. Looks like I might need to green screen a little bit. There we go. Now it's better. As I mentioned, hope everyone's having a good weekend. I should move myself on screen, but I'm not going to. You don't need to know where we're going. I did get the executive lights on the back of the trailer. Been working on trying to fill out my map a little more. I think I got a little over 70% explored. So let's actually we'll take a look at that right now. Go to the world map here. And yeah, we're at 71%. We're in Artesia. Heading to Corpus Christi. And that's kind of what I've been working on here lately, is just filling in spots on the map. Got a little bit more in New Mexico to go, of course, quite a bit here in Texas and Oklahoma, a little bit in Colorado, a little bit in Arizona, a little bit in Nevada, whole bunch in California. Looks like a couple roads in Montana, but Wyoming and Idaho are mostly finished. So that's kind of what I've been working on most in the game. But yeah, did some home improvement stuff yesterday. Changed the lights out in front of the garage. I need to do the one on the front porch still. And then I got both of them changed out on the back porch yesterday. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen those photos. We had to get some paint because when they built the house, they put the light fixtures out on the stucco on around the garage before they painted it. So when we went to take a light down, we're like, we got to paint first. So we picked up some paint. I yanked all those crappy looking lights off. The wife painted them while I changed the ones on the back porch because that's vinyl siding on the back. So no painting required on that. All kinds of trains today. Yeah, we might still see some graphic glitches. Like I said, it might be a mod conflict or maybe a driver issue. Not 100% sure. I did finally map the controls for the suspension. Which I dropped the truck a little bit so it looks a little better. So for Armored Core 6, I'm playing that on the Xbox Series S. I have no complaints with the performance playing the game on that system. I haven't really noticed any frame drops or hiccups. So it is tough. I know people who play a lot more of those kind of games than I do not think it's that hard and kind of laugh at everybody that struggles with it. That's just the way people are anymore. But the story's pretty good. I'm finally in Act 3, so starting to get a little more intense. Guess I didn't need to slow down that much, but oh well. I think the biggest thing for me getting used to Armored Core 6 was, at least for the boss fights, you really kind of got to get up in the boss's faces. Just really, really get in there and just dish out as much punishment as you can, as consistently as you can. Of course, you don't unlock the Gatling guns until after you beat Balthus, the main boss of Chapter 1. But, yeah, those Gatling guns, 10 missile launcher, and the Songbird grenade launcher, that makes short work of him. But you got to be close enough so the Gatling rounds aren't ricocheting off of his armor, because he's got pretty heavy armor. Yeah, beat him, beat the Sea Spider, and I haven't actually played any of the missions yet of Chapter 3. I went through and beat all of the arena bosses because that gets you free parts and OST chips, so you can tune your core how you prefer it. So I've gone pretty heavy on defense. I got terminal armor, and then I did increase the repair kit effectiveness by 1, and then have, I think, 2 or 3 ranks in damage reduction. Potaburger. I do wish From Software had put the ability to change the difficulty level. And I know a lot of game devs, especially From Software, they want the game to feel a certain way, to be played a certain way. And I understand that. You know, they spent a lot of time creating the world and want it to feel, play, and look a certain way. But at the same time, I don't think adding different difficulties would change that. Like, if you want it to play and feel a certain way, that's normal mode. And judging from all the comments I've seen on posts from it, a lot of people think it's too easy. So you could have normal mode and a harder mode for people who want to just punish themselves for hours on end because they just have to be better than everybody else. And then on the flip side, you could also put an easy mode, you know, for those of us who are more casual in our gameplay, who maybe don't have the time to spend on a single boss, as long as it's taken some of us to beat those bosses. Got plenty of time, so I think we'll roll in here and catch some Z's, so we're not driving in the dark, because that's not entertaining to watch, I don't think. Yeah, I'm noticing on my OBS, which is up on the TV, the input from the microphone isn't bouncing and picking up from all the other sounds in the office, so that's super nice. So we'll actually turn that up, and yeah, nice filter for a change. So my PC isn't optimized as much as I'd like it to be. Of course, I never really built it for gaming and streaming. When James and I upgraded it. What's the turn? Sorry about your shrub. It's invincible, don't worry about it. It's interesting that they don't want you driving around the barricade. Set the brakes. Neutral. Let me get some rest. Yeah, I guess my gaming take on it is, again, I understand the devs want the game to look a certain way, play a certain way, feel a certain way. I understand that. On the other hand, they also need to make money so they can make more games for us to play. And the best way to make more money with a game is have the options, like difficulty options. Like I've seen some colorblind modes in some games. So those kind of little accessibility things go a long way to letting more people play the game and enjoy the game. And if more people can enjoy the game and play it, you're going to make more money. Which is kind of the ultimate goal of most companies, is to make money. So, I mean, yeah, I understand they want the game to be a certain way, but again, that could be normal. You could tone it down a little bit for easy mode for people who, you know, again, casual players, maybe younger players, or older players whose reflexes have declined a little with age. I mean, I know people who play games that are retired. So, I kind of don't see the reason for not wanting to have a wider audience to your games and products. You know. That's just me, though. I'm kind of weird like that. But there are really kind of three kinds of Armored Core players I've noticed in posts. Those who wish the game was harder and viciously mock anybody who does struggle with the game. People who think it's pretty good right where it's at. And then people who do wish it was easier. I guess we could have just stayed in the left lane. We'll set the cruise at 60, although now it's 55. But we're not going to be doing 55, of course. It's the most unrealistic thing in the game is people not speeding in Texas. I'm always really concerned when I'm, rolling 12 feet wide down the interstate at 70 and I pass someone with a California or a Texas plate. It's just so unnatural. It's like, that shouldn't happen. What's going on here? Thanks for making me come to damn near a stop. think we're still in New Mexico, though. I uninstalled my, well, I didn't uninstall it, I just disabled it, the menu. But I had a 4K weather mod, so I thought maybe that was not playing right with the game. So, we'll see. Might just be something in Texas or Oklahoma that was causing a problem. I don't know. But overall, I am enjoying Armored Core 6, even as frustrating as the boss fights have been. But now that I've played it a little bit and getting a little more comfortable with the controls, I think it has gotten a little less aggravating. You wait your turn. I said, playing on a console, I haven't had any problems with stuttering or drop frames or freezing. I'm actually pretty sure the game has not even crashed. Or if it has, once. But no more than once. There's a graphic glitch. What are you doing? See if we can get up fast enough to keep him from doing that. Nope. I don't know why he had to stop before he made the turn, but switch lanes, whatever. He doesn't have a sleeper cabin. He parked out in the boondocks. Must be taking a nap. Wholesale fireworks. Now, Baldur's Gate 3, it does have 3 difficulty levels. More of a story-focused mode. Kind of a more challenging mode, and then if you're hardcore, play this mode. I am playing it on my PC, and it keeps telling me my driver for my graphics card's not up to date. But when I went to the graphics card control panel, it's not finding an update. So I'm not 100% sure what that's about. Come on. Go. You asshats. Hey, you sped up. You finally figured out how to merge. Yay! But the cutscenes are beautiful. The characters are interesting, and their motivations and personalities are diverse enough that you kind of want to play with different characters in your party. I have gotten to the second act or chapter, and Baldur's Gate is definitely a game I recommend saving often in, as you'll get going down a certain dialogue path and then realize you didn't really want to do that. There's a turn lane. Use the turn lane. Jesus. It's just like real life. Just like real life. Resource management in Baldur's Gate is definitely difficult, because even on the easiest mode, most vendors don't have a lot of healing potions available for sale. And it's amazing how quickly you go through healing spells. Especially when the enemy always seems to roll better to attack than you do. But it has just an absolutely in-depth character customization, or you can just select one of the characters and jump right in playing. I've I've spent probably 20 hours in that game, and I've enjoyed quite a bit, or pretty much all of it. I did get in a boss fight with in the Githyanki Kresh, because I either picked the wrong dialogue option or didn't roll high enough. Said I succeeded, but apparently that character just is a bitch and didn't like what I had to say. So my health was so low, and I didn't have any healing spells or potions left, I couldn't heal myself to fast travel to camp to heal myself. Apparently, if you've got a low enough hit point threshold, you can't fast travel to camp. Which is a little weird. So I had to end up going back to a previous save and then hard save because it was dinner time. So I'll have to do that fight again probably, or make a different dialogue choice. But with a good persuasion, you can talk your way out of a lot of things. I didn't need my turn signals on quite yet. Yeah, the storytelling in Baldur's Gate 3 is really well done. The characters are just phenomenal. Yeah. It's an impressive game. I really, really enjoy it. If you've kind of been on the fence on it, uh, I'd recommend it. You do need a fairly decent PC to play it, though. Although, I believe it's coming out for the Series S and X, as well as the PS5, sometime this year. So if your PC isn't up to the snuff, you can probably play it on console. There's already a ton of mods out on Nexus for it. I haven't installed any yet. I kind of browsed through the Nexus to see what was out for it, and there's a lot of tweaks for the different races, and there's tweaks for all the classes. And then a lot of people have added entirely new classes to the game. Spells and weapons tweaks and armor tweaks, and of course a whole bunch of visualization tweaks. But I'm enjoying the game without mods for right now. There are mods for Armored Core if you play PC, like Thomas the Tank Engine legs. But I haven't tried Starfield yet. It is on Xbox Games Pass, so if you have Games Pass, you can play it for free, pretty much. I've seen a few people play it, and it looks pretty interesting. I am kind of looking forward to the new Crew game being released, as it, I believe, is also coming out on Xbox Games Pass. I've seen some early play of that, and it looks pretty interesting. It looks a lot better than Need for Speed Unbound, which I still don't recommend even if you're playing it for free on Game Pass. The story's terrible. The pricing on a lot of the parts is terrible. The graphic style difference between the game world and the cars and then the characters, it's just a little weird. I mean, they don't look bad, but I don't necessarily think they go well together. Like, they should have picked a style and just went with that particular style for everything. It should be nice, but I'm not going to. Those barrier trailers are kind of interesting. I've never seen one in real life. I don't know if they just don't have any in Idaho, or maybe that's a European thing. And SCS just assumes we have them over here. I don't know. They're interesting. They're kind of cool. But I've never seen one. Guess I should stay in my lane a little more. It's 75 through here. If you do follow along with SCS and American Truck Sim or European Truck Sim 2, they got a lot of stuff planned for the game still. I know the ATS 2 fans are really kind of jonesing for the West Balkans. I guess they're kind of mad at how long it's been taking to get that in the game. As I mentioned earlier in the stream, I'm not sure what's causing that glitch in my graphics. I'm going to assume it's either a mod or maybe I just need to revalidate my files again. So, for mods, I'm pretty much running trucks and truck accessory mods. I've got some sound fixes and some paid for sound mods. So I believe right now I'm running about 58 mods in total between accessories, trucks, and sounds. I do have a new game started with only 18 mods running, which are just the paid for sounds, the superliner, and a couple accessories. I haven't played that new profile much to run into any issues. I just kind of wish SCS would put older trucks in the game. I know with their licensing agreements, Mack, Peterbilt, or Mack, Volvo, PACCAR, International, all of them, I think kind of push for them to put the newer trucks in the game. And I'm not going to try to speak for anyone over in Europe, but here in the States, most people, well, truckers, tend to prefer the older trucks. Superliner, 379, W900, R model, 9300, and I think I've seen some people on ETS2 posts comment about wanting primarily newer trucks. It seems to be what the Euro players like more. haven't driven a European truck, and I don't have ATS 2, so can't really comment. But if the game had an R model or the Superliner from the get-go, I'd have never driven any other truck. Truck's a lot louder inside the cab than it was outside the cab. Of course, we're slowed down again, so 75. But Baldur's Gate 3, Starfield, those are probably the two bigger releases of the year, I think. Armored Core 6, well, I was stoked for it. It's got more of a niche following, a smaller following, I guess. But I've seen Starfield actually has so many players, it's Bethesda's largest launch yet. Which is cool. I'm kind of the opinion in the gaming world that if the developers have a lot of success on game releases, they'll release more games. Let's see here. We want to go Laredo, Houston exit. Chopper hanging in the air over there. Too busy rubbernecking, not staying in my lane. We're going to Corpus Christi, so we might as well just stay in this lane. Beach chase. Oh, there was a police helicopter over it too. Thought I heard a chopper. So once the crew does hit Xbox, I will probably do a little live stream of that. And probably won't live stream Armored Core anymore. It's not really kind of the game I usually, style of game I usually play on here. So we'll stick to vehicle sims. And I've thought of picking up Euro Truck Simulator, but with all the DLCs, both games get expensive really quick. Like, I pretty much waited for ATS to be on sale and the DLCs to be on sale before I got them. Oh, we can bypass. Cool. That was unexpected. Pleasant change of pace. Usually I get pulled in all the time. But the next game I'm really looking forward to is I'm looking forward to Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. I enjoyed the hell out of the first one. So definitely looking forward to the second one. Because there's just something just savagely satisfying about just wading through hordes of enemies with a chainsword. It's pretty badass, not gonna lie. And I like the Warhammer 40k universe and setting, but man, to build an army of minis, that's not a cheap hobby. I used to have Battletech minis, but that wasn't very cheap either. Yeah, 37 more miles to go. And apparently we're going to get rained on. I've also seen on ETS2 and ATS posts that a lot of people like seasons. And what are you doing here, Charger? 65, not 40. That exit. You know, we're more dynamic loads, which to me, is a different thing than what the person who posted the comment meant. For myself, dynamic loads would be the loads have physics of themselves. You know, if you're hauling cattle or liquid, those have separate physics than the trucks. So, you know, you try to stop fast and the load shifts. Because if you've never driven tank, panic stopped hauling a tank, and have had the load slosh shove the truck forward, that's a very eerie feeling, let me tell you. It'll definitely make you pay a lot more attention. You gotta hit the thing first. You're also not supposed to change range in reverse. To me, I just don't feel like seasons would add much. Unless they did add different physics for icy roads or snow-covered roads. So it'd be nice to have a lift axle on the trailer, because just absolutely screwing those trailer tires all to hell doing this. Of course, that sharp of a turn, even with tandem axle trailer, you're going to be screwing those tires up pretty bad. Brakes. Shut her down. Listen to the rain for a little bit. Let's see here. It was 615 miles. Took us 23 hours, 3 minutes. Burned 84.3 gallons of fuel. It only took that long because we stopped and slept. Let's see what we got for... Now we got waste paper or trash cans. Trash cans back to where we came from. That's a pretty high paying load to run waste paper up to Gillette, Wyoming. Let's check the map, see where we need to do a little more filling in. Mostly frontage roads and stuff now. Haven't done much around Dallas. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Let's just go see what all we got out of Corpus Christi. We got some boom lifts. We could run up to Albuquerque. Transformers. To Ardmore. We got those trash cans. Driller, we can run that up to Austin. Forklifts. More forklifts, more trash cans. Cedar City, Utah. Farmington with a boom lift. Pouring buoys. Tank up to Houston. Boom lifts up to Houston. Pressure tanks, Houston. More boom lifts, Houston. Ventilation shaft, Huntsville. Lawton, Lubbock. Yeah, lots to choose from. Over to Utah. That one's a little weird. Empty pallets to Rock Springs. Yep. Salem, Oregon. I haven't done much up around Texarkana, so let's do glass racks to Texarkana. Trash cans? I just seen your post after I selected them. I selected one. These the brakes. That's probably a shed, not a gate guy. That's, woo, forget. That was a little red there, guys. Are you going green off the other light? Huh. That was weird. That was really weird. Although I've seen people do that in real life, so still kind of accurate. Still accurate to real life. Didn't pull that right. More construction. Reduce speed. Roadwork ahead. It's closed because they're still building it. Yeah, that wouldn't work so hot. At half tank fuel, so we should be all right. Where the heck are we going to get them, though? That's my question. South side, we gotta go southwest side. Up there to the pier, it looks like. I kind of like the little photo sites. Lean out of there. You can see the little picture icon behind my head. All you got to do for that is snap a picture of the aircraft carrier over there. It's only 55 through here. We'll bump it up to down to 58, so we're not flying through here. Look at that mixer truck being nice and getting over. And he's just going to sit over there because apparently we did 65 and then we're down to 55 and now we're back to 75. Whee! I must have a mod flick conflict with Texas because we didn't see any of that in New Mexico. It's kind of weird. And I know it's not the truck because I've had that same glitch with driving a different truck. That is weird, though. Since they don't know how to turn, we'll take the opportunity to whip around this turn ourselves. Stephanie made us 27,000 because I am blocking that part of the screen. And there's probably no place to sleep, so we might have to cheat and use the console commands to change the time. Just so we're not driving around in the dark. It's hard to see the scenery when it's dark. Anybody gonna run the red light? No? Okay. Although that bus and that pickup truck at that stoplight had collided, so maybe that's why the AI drove around it without paying attention to the traffic light. I don't know. And for that picture icon, really the right way. You just got to take photo of those cranes. There it is. Hopefully we got enough room to spin around here. Yeah, we'll be alright. Absolutely killing our trailer tires when we do that, though. We could skip it, but that's going to put us way into 10 o'clock. Have the time written down. So got to figure out which page it was on. Pardon me a second. What else? For my apparently isn't here anymore. Okay. We can look it up. Because I'd rather not drive in the dark. Let's see here. That's police. September. Go 6. There we go. And now it's 6 o'clock. We'll say we napped. Dozed to sleep by the hum of overhead cranes. And if you haven't downloaded it yet, download the Faster Gates mod. Because boy, that really, really helps. That way you're not sitting with the trailer sticking out in traffic waiting for the gate to open. That guy's not out fishing today. Where's the dude standing over there that was fishing? That is Sunday. Maybe he's at church. Nice light load. I guess I do need to be a little more careful with shirt selection when I do the green screen. I didn't think there was that much green in the yellow on the shirt. Cash Express. You call, we haul. Oh, there's a dude up there even. Tell you what, those kinds of things really bring the game to life, I think. Crop duster. guy fishing on the bank, or people standing outside talking, the guy up on the sign. That kind of stuff adds a lot more life to the game than just traffic, I think. Hot deli to go. Roasted chicken. I like roasted chicken. There's an airport over here. $55, and we're doing 40 maybe. Come on, bus, you can do more than 41. That's why. Blinker lights at them. Even though they probably didn't want to let us in. Not much of that left. That AI is going to be in trouble if a train comes by. Because they were parked on the tracks. Which, again, I've seen people do, so I mean, it's not like it's inaccurate. You just wait there, bus. Let off just in time for the speed limit to go up. We'll get up at 70 just in time to drop back down to 50. Swung that one a little too wide there. It's alright, it's a game. Seasons would also be weird because certain parts of the country there wouldn't be any road construction in the winter. Although that's always kind of been a running gag is when we lived in Wyoming. Wyoming had 2 seasons, winter and construction. I think I've heard people from other states joke about that too. Right, speed up, truck. Apparently that's going to be a no. Also a no. If you're just tuning in, we're trucking in Texas right now. Gave my thoughts on Armored Core 6 and Baldur's Gate 3, which, if you enjoy role-playing games or like Final Fantasies, Dungeons and Dragons, Baldur's Gate 3 is definitely worth checking out. Armored Core 6, if you're a fan of mechs, definitely worth checking out. It is on the harder side. Did some chores yesterday, changed some outside lights, so today we're just, what are you doing? Jesus fucking Christ, people. Too realistic some days. Right now we're taking glass racks up to Texarkana. Eventually we'll be able to run Coors from Texarkana to Atlanta. That's probably a few years off though, since Kansas and Nebraska are next. Then I think maybe Louisiana. I haven't seen any posts for the Dakotas yet. Yeah, we're pretty late today. Pretty light on this all. Pretty sure the new crew game is coming out on Games Pass, so I will be checking that out when it does. Unless it comes out in the middle of the week, and then I'll have to wait till the weekend. Because I work. Also shortened the Superliner's wheelbase down, got rid of the lift axle. Just didn't feel it really was necessary. And I wanted a little better turning radius. Also running a little bit different paint on it. Still blue, but got black and gray stripes on it. Break the blue up a little. Also mentioned earlier in the stream that the next game I'm kind of looking forward to is Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. I enjoyed the first one a lot, so looking forward to the second one. Hopefully they explain what happened to Captain Titus, why he's no longer a captain in the second game. Not familiar enough with 40k lore to understand how a Space Marine could lose rank without being considered a heretic and probably killed, but hopefully they explain it. I kind of got a chuckle out of the few posts I've seen from SCS about the Kansas and Nebraska DLCs that are coming up. Especially in the Nebraska one, because they were talking about how pretty it was, and we've been through Nebraska. There's not a lot in Nebraska. I'm sure there's parts of it that are pretty, but I-80's pretty boring through Nebraska. There's not a lot there, not a lot of elevation change. Kansas is also a lot of flat. Been across Kansas and Nebraska many a times. Flat and a lot of nothing. Wyoming's not flat, but there's a lot of nothing in Wyoming, too. Pardon me. I think the next DLC will be Kansas, then Nebraska. And then I saw a post teasing someplace, and it sure looked like Bayou down in Louisiana. So I'm kind of surprised they're not going Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota. Because they kind of did that with the other DLCs. Yeah, New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana. So I'm not sure why they're skipping the Dakotas and going to Louisiana. Maybe they just wanted to get a little more coast, Gulf Coast done, maybe? Not sure. Louisiana is actually one of the few states I have not personally been to. Be kind of interesting to see how they do it. I'd also still like to see some more truck models in the game. I mean, they have other new models too, so Mac doesn't have just the Anthem. You could get a Granite or a Pinnacle. There's a couple internationals that are in the game, a few Western Stars. They only have one Freightliner model. It would be nice to see a few more types of trucks in the game. Autocar pretty much makes only trash trucks, but an autocar would be cool. I, like a lot of players, would probably prefer more older cab designs. That's why we're in a Superliner, because the Superliner looks cool. And I mentioned it in other streams too, but I think they should add movie trucks. I forget the exact year, the 79, early 80s W900. That was in Smokey and the Bear. The cab over Kenworth K100, which was in BJ and the Bear. Of course, an R model for the Rubber Duck. I haven't looked in so long. I don't know if if there's a Kenworth T2000 in ATS or not. Because that was in kind of a very short-lived Knight Rider / A-Team knockoff. I think it only had one season, 18 Wheels of Justice. I don't remember. I only saw like 2 or 3 episodes, so I don't remember it very well. Other than it was a Kenworth T2000. GMC had a bunch of trucks back in the day. Dodge had a couple of semis back in the day. In fact, it was GMC General. 1981 GMC General and Knight Rider. I've seen people in the mod on Workshop put that Knight Rider paint scheme on the wrong kind of trailer. And I think they also have the Knight Industries paint for the W900, which is the wrong truck. And then a 351 Pete, just so we could have a rusty truck from the movie Duel. Because it's cool that they're adding more states and they're adding more countries in ETS 2. But I think a lot of us would like more trucks to pick from. Some different models, some different makes. I guess we could be doing 75 instead of 55. I personally prefer the older trucks. I know a lot of other people do too. So, and I know with their licensing, the companies probably want the newer trucks shown. I mean, Chevy hasn't built a General in I don't know how long. I think Chevy quit building heavy duty trucks in the 90s or the 80s, late 80s. I mean, you could get medium duty trucks. You still can. Same with Ford. Dodge got out of all that stuff. I don't think Dodge semis made it out of the 80s. If they even made it all the way through the 70s. And the aforementioned Autocar used to make over-the-road trucks. Because Sylvester Stallone drove an Autocar and Over the Top. Autocars are pretty ugly, though. You didn't buy an Autocar because it was pretty. And if they really want to do some classics, some Diamond T's, one of those would be sweet. Diamond Rio. I don't know if Studebaker made a semi-truck or not. I know they made like a 1-ton truck. I don't know if they made bigger than a 1-ton truck. Yeah, that truck right there. That's a Chevy. Or maybe a Sterling. Sterling's out of business, though. Yeah, Ford Aeromax would be cool. LTL 9000, which people have made as a mod truck, but I think the game needs more base game trucks. So I'll be honest, the Ford LTL 9000 and the Superliner look better than any Peterbilt or Kenworth. And I know that'll upset some people, but that's my opinion. They look better. The GMC General, that was a good looking truck. Maybe cruise control. Just turn on. Freightliner FTL 120 Classic. That wasn't a bad looking truck. I mean, there's a lot of trucks that could be added to the game. Shreveport. If you're also new to the stream, I'm playing on an Xbox controller. I don't have a wheel. I drive trucks in real life, so I really haven't felt the need to get a wheel and pedal setup yet. I might someday. But you can absolutely enjoy the game with a controller. Controller and keyboard, and you pretty much got all the controls you need. The truck kind of veers to the left because I think this controller is a little wore out, so. That's not a problem with the mod or the game. It's just my controller a little wore out. It happens. Without any graphics mods, this is what the game looks like on all of its highest settings. I think it looks really good. And again, aside from them couple graphics hitches, which I think probably a mod conflict on my end, and you can enjoy the game without mods at all. You just have a more limited part selection, more limited truck selection. But with so many mods on Steam that you don't have to pay for, and all you have to do is click a button to get them installed, like the T800 you've seen, if you've seen previous live streams, the Kenworth T800, that's on Steam. It's a great mod. Truck has tons of customizations for it, and it's free. Just head over to Steam's workshop and look for it in the mods list. Click subscribe, start the game. You can drive a Kenworth T800. The cab over, the K100, that's on Steam. The International 9300 and the 9800, those are all on Steam. The HX, whatever the new one is, I forget. It's on Steam. So, and there's graphics mods on Steam too. The 4K weather I have been running in the past. It's available on Steam. More realistic rains on Steam. Superliner is kind of a paid mod. It's based on tips. You have to enter an amount, 0 to whatever you want to pay for the truck to get the Superliner. It's a fantastic mod. Doesn't have ton of customization, but it's a really nice model. The sounds sound good. Let's hear this light. Next light. Now you can cover the back of the sleeper with as many lights as you want. I just tastefully put 2 backup lights and a turn signal on each side. But I got you can change toolboxes, fuel tanks. Sounds like there's somebody mowing their lawn in the game. I don't know if I have the volume turned up high enough for you to hear, but I can hear it in my headphones buzzing. Bird looks a little funky. We're at a rail yard. Like those guys working on the forklift, that's cool. Gotta get all the XP we can. Let's see, I think we'll go over here to the left. Flash is on for safety. We're pretty much just idling. We got it a little bit close. Good. Straighten the truck out a little bit and then back her in. There we go. There we go. Shoreside delivery. I've been paying attention to those. Must need to make some more coastal deliveries. That'll be an achievement. $502 miles, took us 18 hours, 53 minutes, 68.5 gallons of fuel. Base reward was 8,740. Efficiency bonus, 5,000. Long distance bonus, 814. Urgent delivery bonus. I didn't even know it was an urgent delivery. 1,465. So that brings our total to 16,310. And 1,276 XP. So we got 105 XP bonus for back in the trailer in. Let's see what we got here. Pick up bus hoods. I haven't hauled any of the buses yet. Got some forklifts, cables, pipes. So let's check the map, see what we got. We haven't ran in 30 at all. Maybe we'll take those pipes, go 30 to Dallas and down. Pays pretty good. So what are you? You're urgent. Okay. Anything else might be funner? A lot of lumber. We can take the glass racks we just dropped off to someplace else. Tough. Falls, Texas. Nah, let's do the concrete tubes. Select it or almost where we were. Let's skip it. You don't get any bonuses for pulling in to get loaded. That's a really piss poor job tying those pipes in place. That's what that is. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Need a lot more straps on that load. And I sure as hell wouldn't be using ratchet straps on concrete pipe. That just seems like a terrible idea. Ran over their grass. Sorry. Let's see, we're gonna have to get some fuel here. We'll be too far down the road. They must be Italian, talking with their hands like that. Let's see here. That was just a shop and the garage, so. Housing development. That's usually where I go. Housing developments. Yeah. You got 4 toolboxes on the trailer because I got 2 on each side. 2 toolboxes on the trucks. I didn't have any chains to chain those pipes down. That's terrible. Alright, tanker, hammer down. Or don't. Or don't hammer down. Skinny pedal on the right. Bunch of jackasses. Okay, now that's unrealistic because nobody slows down for a car parked on the shoulder. You don't have to stop on the interstate to get off of it. Just saying. Oh, some people. Not much of a river. Should have put on bug spray yesterday when I was changing those lights because I got ate alive. Thanks for that. Haven't seen a fuel station or I would fill up. Ooh. I think after I'm done streaming, I'll maybe hop on Steam and verify the files just to see what's maybe causing that, because I really don't know at the moment. You can bypass. Well, cool. Except, really need a truck stop. Drop our speed down, see if that gets us a little better fuel economy. Are those just rest areas? Or a place to get fuel up there? Nope, those are just rest areas. So we gotta get to here. Hopefully we'll make it. I do kind of wonder on the maps though, why like in some places you get both sides of the road and in other places you only get one side of the road, even though you're the same distance apart. I guess that does mean you have to make it so you have to travel both ways on the roads to get 100% complete. Oh, I gotta sneeze, but never mind. Wow. Oh, excuse me. Been streaming for a little over 2 hours, so I think we'll stop, fill up, and get these to Austin, and we'll hop over into the mod manager, and I'll show you what I got for mods. Okay, so we got to make a right, so we can make a left. Yeah, we're kind of in that lane a little bit. Four straps for 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 pipe. I'd at least have a strap running through every one of them individually. There you go. It's interesting how accurate to real life traffic can be in this game. Because I quite simply have never seen the AI do anything in this game that I haven't seen people do in real life. We're gonna make it, but boy, just barely. Just barely. Come on, light, change. Sitting at traffic lights isn't entertaining. No trucks. Diesel's only $3.41. Texas? For sure that cheap here in Idaho. $794 for 232.98 gallons of fuel. Let's see. Anybody need any snacks or anything? I'll stop right here. Let you run in. I wonder if this is actually technically one way. Doesn't say do not enter. Nose out here before anybody comes. I guess it would have helped if we were in the right gear. Oops. Yeah, we got 680 horsepower. We don't need them low gears. And it's raining again. Yeah, we can get there. Don't know how urgent is, so I think we'll just have to drive through the dark so we don't make myself late. Not that it really matters in the game. I got 3 hours to go. Run with the first person cam for a little bit. Besides the transmission choices for all the trucks, if you pay attention, you'll see the same transmission listed a couple of times. And that's because the game also has different rear end ratios or final drive ratios. So you can get a 13 speed in this truck with a 320 or maybe 311 up to drifted off my lane up to I think a 476 for red. So that'll really change how fast the truck can go. by what rear end you're using. That's also why I can do heavy haul so easily. It's because I usually pick transmissions with a lower final drive. So as far as that customization, I think ATS has done a good job with most of that kind of stuff in game. Part of me think it'd be neat if you could select them differently, like choose an engine, transmission, and then have the final drive ratio as a separate choice. But unless you understand how all those parts work together, you could potentially build a truck that absolutely sucks. So I suppose having the transmission and final drive as just a single choice, probably maybe for the better. I kind of like the fact that the chicken sticks there have a little light in them. Those are cool. And if they have a technical term, I don't know what it is. I've always just heard them called chicken sticks. Primarily because, only drivers who aren't very good at driving run them. Or you just have to have a lot of lights on your truck. I think they look kind of cool. Myself. So you can kind of run what you want to run. I'm sure this becomes an exit only. So at least get over here. That lane ended, so. Apparently blacked out there for a minute. I had actually had the lowest rear end ratio in this truck I could, but then the truck wouldn't really do above 70. And I wanted the truck to at least be able to do 75, 80, since that's the speed limit in a lot of places. And it's my truck, so I'm not going to govern it to 62, 65. I want to run as fast as I want to run. A little glow-in-the-dark compass is kind of cool. Got the Triceratops from the Wyoming event, riding in the shotgun. I did get the Oklahoma event done and the Montana one. I don't think I got the Texas one. Or if I did, I don't remember what it gives you. Because the Montana, you got a big orange sheep. Wyoming, you got the Triceratops. Oklahoma's 2 hanging items. Bird, I think. Or no. Personal achievement's a hanging item, which is a little bird. And then the community event is a paint job. That's what it is. I haven't actually looked to see if the community events got completed or not. I think they let it run till October 1st. Pardon me. I think it'll also be a good time to end the stream because I need some lunch. I only got 44 miles to go, so not going to take us that long. And I said I didn't stream Need for Speed at all because I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not, and I didn't, so I'm kind of glad I didn't stream it. I haven't really played a lot of Horizon 5. Kind of been sticking with Armored Core 6, Baldur's Gate 3, American Truck Sim. Play a little pure rock crawling every now and then. I have a game called Spaceborne 2 that's one developer making it, and it's still pretty alpha stage, but it's third-person shooter in space. It's gotten a few updates, so I haven't played it since the last 2 updates, I want to say. Like I said, Starfield's out. I was going to try it on Game Pass. It kind of had a long queue. And I really wasn't in the mood to start a long game at the time. So, might do some more driving after I end the stream. I might check out Starfield. Might go back to Baldur's Gate 3. I don't know. There's a lot of character customization in Baldur's Gate 3, though. I should probably stop for that. And plenty of classes to play from. They got subclasses for most of them. I can kind of see why Paladin's the more popular choices. You need a lot of healing. Even on the easiest setting. Yeah. You get a few unlucky rolls and the opponents get a few lucky rolls, and you'll be hurting. But very enjoyable game. If you enjoy those styles of games and you've kind of been on the fence on it, I'd recommend it. There are a lot of characters I really enjoy. And a few companions can be irritating. I mean, Gale's nice, and having a wizard is super beneficial. But man, if you're having bad luck finding enchanted items, having a character that has to absorb enchanted items for some strange reason that I really don't know and don't want to give anybody spoilers. But yeah, to keep him in your party or even at your camp, you occasionally have to give him magic items so he can absorb the magic from them, ruining the item. But he is super pleasant. He's nice. He has great hair. And yeah, wizards are pretty powerful. Whip it right around the corner, eh? No. Yeah, back it into it. Apparently. You really don't want me going that way, do you? You guys just left shit all over the construction site. They do that sometimes, so that's accurate. However, at least in real life, I can get out of the truck and go, hey, you got to move your shit. Set the brake. Truck off. And apparently wait. There we go. 379 miles. Took us 8 hours, 22 minutes. 51 gallons of fuel. And we made 12,773 bucks. Well, that proficiency bonus once you get to higher levels, boy, that starts adding up fast. And that urgent delivery bonus too. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll launch pad. Show you what mods I am currently running in game and the order they are in. So running 56 mods total. As mentioned, I had more. had some companion or passenger add-ons. But the Cummins X15, ISX, N14, and then the X15. I got loaded twice. Anyways, these are paid mods. Realistic Flares is on Steam. Quick Gates, also on Steam. Real Traffic Density, Steam. Engine Sound Pack 3.5. International 99 Cummins. Engine Sound Remix. Sound Fixes. If you like driving the Mac Anthem, the Australian spec MP8 and MP10 engines, I highly recommend because that'll get you up to 700 horsepower. Realistic Mirror FOV. Down here to truck parts. International Lone Star plastic parts. The 9900 paint parts. The 9300 DLC add-on. Excuse me. 9900 rework. Add-ons. Mac Anthem Magnum bull bars. Those are pretty cool add-on. The Alley Arc bull bars. Those are pretty nice. Multiple trailers in traffic. American Racing ATX series rims. They do not have tires, so you do need to get Smarties wheel pack. Then I got an Alcoa wheel pack. Mark's Flatbed Cargo Variety. It's on Steam. We can go over to info. And just adds variety to the flatbed cargo, providing a bit better experience when hauling flatbed cargo. Mod adds new variants to the original cargo, as well as brand new cargo, some of them also ported from ATS 2. No damage mod. Because when I'm not streaming, sometimes I like to drive like a jackass. Or sometimes when I'm driving and the AI does something stupid, like they do in real life, I can just run them over and laugh about it in game. Whereas running people over for being done in real life is kind of frowned upon. SISL's Mega Pack. If you want all kinds of cool stuff to put in the cab of your truck, you gotta get it. It's on Steam. Metallic paint match for trailers. If you're not like me and you enjoy driving vans, I really recommend this because any of the in-game metallic paint jobs you can select on any of the trucks, this makes those same paint jobs available for your trailer, so you can have a metallic paint matched truck and trailer, which if you're running your own trailer and it's not paint matched, I don't know what you're doing with your life, because having your trailer paint matched to your truck just looks so much better. Accessory parts. This adds bull bars and cab guards and some more lights and stuff. I forget what all it adds. Mostly painted parts for the trucks. The Mac Anthem improved dashboard. I had to install it because my dashboard quit working. Lone Star Not Pink. That's exactly what it says. International Lone Star rework. Just makes the truck look better. The Drum add-ons. You have to get the truck, and on the truck over here, it's on Steam. When you find this truck on Steam's page, he has a link to get the add-on mod. It's really cool. X-Guard bull bars. The Tri-Drive, or the 8x6 Mac Anthem with the 48-inch sleeper. The Anthem doesn't have enough chassis configurations in the game, so that's probably really why I got this one. If the game had an 8x4 setup, that would be what I'd run. The CHU fixes, Red's Corner Style Pack, the Skid Pack. All of these, I don't think they're no longer supported. The HX520, that's the international I couldn't think of. Add some accessories to it. The forestry machine patch for the W900B T800 by GTM. All of GTM's mods, I believe, are on Steam. He has the T800 truck right here. Absolutely fantastic mod on Steam. Mag Superliner by Dialing Woo. Awesome. The add-on for SISLs. The Ford LTL Blades is do not share the link. Is which is weird because I would think you'd want to know. Yeah. Shop. Anyways. The paid Light Mac, the Zmod sounds are all paid. International 9800. I got this truck because when I was little and used to ride with Dad when he did mobile CAT scan, this was the truck that all the scanners were pulled by. Yeah, the CHU 613 is pretty much no longer supported, I read. And I don't even know if it was a paid mod and somebody uploaded it to Steam without permission, because the mod community is sometimes kind of hard to follow. Freightliner Coronado, the HX520, really cool truck. Havern's FLB, you can put a shit ton of lights on that truck. Superliner. The Argosy, it's a cool truck. KTM's or GTM's Kenworth T800, awesome truck. Ultraliner, it's a cool truck. Not a lot of customization to it. There's the FLD. There's the 9900 and the 9300 by Overfloater. And the Kenworth K100E. Those are all the mods I'm currently running. I have a lot more in here, like I said. Ada Wong, Lisa, Corby Manic Steel Flatbed. That's a cool trailer. But I think the beacons quit working on it. I don't remember, but I disabled that mod. And then, what are the mods? Yeah, Quick Gates, gotta have it. Man's Best Friend, I disabled. Realistic Lane and the 4K Weather turned off just because I thought maybe one of these two especially were causing hangups. I think that's pretty much everything I got. So that's going to do it for this stream. We've been almost 3 hours. We'll catch you later. Hope everyone had a good weekend and a decent week ahead of you. As always, please subscribe because it helps the channel. Hit the like button because that helps with the whole mystical algorithm. And we will catch you in